Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy JD. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you've all had a great Friday. In this episode today, I will be discussing a trans-identified male who is set to be given one of only 12 elite women's sports scholarships at the University of Washington. The Biden administration released a video celebrating Christmas, and there are some surprising details about the group behind the video. A woke council in Australia have removed the word Christmas in a bid to be more inclusive. Wow. How lovely of you. And lastly, the liberal mainstream media are melting down over Trump potentially returning to office. This time, they're claiming he'll shut down the internet. What more can they say, huh? I don't know at this point, but before we carry on with this one, if you could, make sure to leave a like rating as it really helps out the video. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 60k. We're getting closer and closer. Turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Comment on this video, share this video, but nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, let's just get straight into this one. Now, this very first story just shows you the level of insanity we're at right now within society, and this level of insanity is cheered on by the leftists, by the liberals. They sit there, they clap, wow, this is so stunning, this is so brave, this is progressive, yet everybody is negatively affected around them. Something doesn't add up there, you know? But today we have news surrounding a male identifying as a woman who is set to be given one of only 12 elite women's sports scholarships at the University of Washington, and this is all to do with volleyball. So not only has an opportunity been taken away from another girl, but girls around this male will now be forced to compete against him. So a disadvantage they didn't sign up for and something they shouldn't have to deal with. Redux go on to report. Exclusive transgender athlete makes verbal commitment to seize one of just 12 women's volleyball D1 scholarships at the University of Washington. Redux has learned that a volleyball player from California is reportedly set to become the first known male recipient of a women's division D1 athletic scholarship. Tate Drageset, 17, has verbally committed to the University of Washington, and if the offer is signed next fall, he would be seizing one of only 12 D1 volleyball scholarships available for females at the university. The announcement of Drageset's verbal commitment to the University of Washington was made in June to much fanfare within the volleyball community, with multiple sporting magazines and social media accounts covering the verbal commitment. Drageset has long been considered a rising star within women's volleyball, and he was the dominant force on two USA volleyball teams in two separate age groups that both claimed national titles last summer. So they cheated, basically. He was also named an MVP at the Girls Junior National Championships earlier this year. In addition to his club volleyball accolades, he was awarded the title of the California Interscholastic Federation's Division 5 Player of the 2022-23 year. You've got to be kidding me. I don't even know what I've just read out there. All of those things that male has been awarded. It just doesn't make sense. Are we just not witnessing slowly but surely the erosion of truth, reality, common sense, and women's sports? Because this issue just seems to go on and on and on. And the more it goes on, the situations get more and more out there. More places, awards get taken away from girls. A scholarship has potentially been taken away from a girl because firstly, well, the parents have reaffirmed how this boy feels, and then secondly, the universities, the schools have also played along. As always, they put the feelings of one individual ahead of the large majority. I'm running out of words at this point. But Drageset's transgender status has reportedly been concealed from public knowledge, with coaches, parents, and opposing players being left uninformed of his biological sex ahead of games. Now, for the first time, a source close to the situation has anonymously come forward to reveal concerns about the steady escalation of Drageset's participation in women's volleyball, something which now has resulted in him preparing to take a rare, all-expenses-paid athletic scholarship opportunity. If Drageset's verbal commitment is finalized, it will result in a male seizing one of just 12 D1 scholarships intended for women's volleyball at the University of Washington. The 12 scholarships are often spread out over the course of 4 years, with as few as 2 to 3 being offered per year. So they're not even informing other teams that a male is competing. It's just deceiving everybody. It is disingenuous, and maybe they do this because, I don't know, they're scared the girls will drop out if they found out a male was also competing against them, or they just want to avoid the whole bad PR situation, because if people knew a male was on the other team and they were dominating, they'd end up in the press, wouldn't they? And people would be talking about it. But here we are anyway, talking about this person being awarded a high-level scholarship. And it's not even just the unfairness of it all. You know, places being taken away, awards taken away, scholarships being taken away. It's the safety issue as well, because as we know, and this is another thing a lot of these liberals just deny, males can hit the ball a lot harder. They have the physical advantage, and we have seen in some cases women being injured in volleyball because the male has hit the ball a lot harder and it struck them. So this is something that the University of Washington and everybody else who has played along with this don't care about. They don't care about the safety of women participating, but they care about the feelings of one individual. What does that tell you about their mindset towards these girls, towards the sport itself, the sport of volleyball? Yeah, everyone involved should be fired. But from one crazy story to another, the Biden administration, the White House, has just released a video celebrating Christmas to get you guys in the Christmas spirit. And I'm not gonna lie, when you see this video, and I'm sure many people felt the same, you know, when you see this video, you will indeed want time to pass all the way to December 25th so you can celebrate Christmas with your family. Have a great time. Or like me, you want time to go backwards to a point where normality was more present. Now I'm gonna have to get rid of the audio behind this video because I don't want to get copyright claimed. I'll add my own in, but sit back, relax, and get into the Christmas spirit. All thanks to the Biden administration. You see, I actually think this is quite symbolic of times today, right? A circus. It looks like something you'd see out of the Hunger Games. I don't know, man, when I first saw it, I thought, wait, are we going to get a new Hunger Games trailer already? I swear a film just came out. But the team behind this video have become a big talking point, and maybe a bigger talking point than the video itself. And the group who are behind the video represent everything wrong with America and society in general. And again, this is who the Bidens used for this video. So that just tells you all you need to know. End Wokeness posts on X. Breaking: the group behind the viral Biden Christmas video is a radical anti-white group called Dorrance Dance. On the group website, it calls for defunding the police, abolishing prisons, and even quotes Marxist terrorist Angela Davis. The site has an entire section dedicated to anti-white literature, and as you can see, they offer people advice on where to spend your money. A lot of stunning and brave social justice movements for people to get involved in. Wow. And they will even educate people on white privilege and white fragility. You just gotta love critical race theory becoming a part of everyday life. You know, they use the group who actually hate another demographic to make a Christmas video. It makes total sense, and it doesn't surprise me that they use this group. No, it doesn't, because we all know what they really stand for. I mean, I'm actually surprised this group stepped foot into the White House, being as it's named the White House, and all. I thought it would be very triggering for them. But sticking along the lines of Christmas, and for this one we're packing all our things up and heading all the way to Australia, because a council in Melbourne has now got rid of the word Christmas to be more inclusive. Woke Melbourne Council cancels the word Christmas in a bid to make the holiday more inclusive. Aren't you just lovely people? A Melbourne council has been slammed for removing the word Christmas from festive decorations in a bid to be more inclusive. The Stonington Council in Melbourne's inner southeast has been criticised for using the slogan "Make Merry" instead of the traditional Merry Christmas on green and red signs scattered throughout the local area. The decision has sparked a mixed response from locals, with one angry resident going as far to graffiti the word Christmas Christmas onto one of the signs. A petition calling on the council to redo the signs has almost 100 signatures. It argues the words "Make Merry" risk diluting the unique cultural heritage associated with this festive season. While we appreciate efforts to promote inclusivity, we believe this change may unintentionally diminish the cultural and religious significance of Christmas for many residents, the petition said. Journalist Nick McCallum slammed the move as absolute poppycock and accused the Stonington Council of being a Grinch as well as an outlier. What is great about Christmas is it is, by its very definition, inclusive. So rather than exclude the word Christmas, include the inclusive messages. Merry Christmas, peace and goodwill to all, he told Sunrise on Friday. Commentator Kath Webber said using the words "Make Merry" was an Australian version of trying to tone it down and be inclusive. It doesn't really make any sense, she said. This isn't the first time we've seen something like this, and it won't be the last time we see something like this, because everybody must be accommodated to. If 0.01% of the population hates something, then well, that means more than everybody else and how they feel. I don't know though, do people genuinely get triggered over the word Christmas? I'm asking you guys right now because I don't know anybody in my life that has told me, yeah, you know what, Christmas really triggers me, just the word gets me very angry. Like, tell me if that's an actual thing. I mean, if there are people out there who actually hate the word Christmas so much, it makes them so angry, why not just go to a country that doesn't celebrate Christmas? It seems like a plausible thing, right? Yeah, I forgot, because it's easier to be a victim in a very comfortable society. But now time for our last and final topic of today, Donald Trump. Some people love him, some people hate him. The people that hate him really hate him, and you just can't ignore the fear tactics being used by the people that hate him. The liberal mainstream media and their audiences fall for it all the time. They hear what is being said, and then they try and convince the whole world to be scared of that issue. The apparent issue is always the same, and the liberal mainstream media recently have gone into overdrive about the idea of Donald Trump being in office once again as this world-ending situation. Just take a look at this.
What would a second Donald Trump term look like?
Well, he cannot be the next president. Because if he is...
You can't imagine the things that he's going to do. Mexico, Canada. We can't go to Canada because eventually Canada will become annexed to America.
And shoot visitors to the White House. Yeah, that means he can shoot the First Lady.
We're going to see violence, the likes of which we didn't even see on January 6th.
Make it illegal to run against him, to throw his opponents in jail, to shut down the media.
He will make himself into the Fuhrer, and he will make everybody raise their hand and salute him.
Using martial law against the American people.
Terminate the Constitution.
To rewrite the Constitution.
Create mass internment camps.
Throw everyone into Gitmo.
Might be sent to jail, or their rights might be suppressed, especially minority groups in society.
You might have any number of things happen to you and your family.
Every one of us, our freedom, our liberty, none of us is safe.
It's going to have people around him executing against an enemy's list.
Assassinate generals.
Ordering troops to attack American citizens.
Trump's very well-armed and extremist base will try to people.
These guys have lost the plot. They really have. If they put as much energy into calling out the current government and how bad things are right now, they might actually get somewhere, but no, they let their Trump derangement syndrome just take over them. But now, on top of all of that, MSNBC are claiming that if Trump gets back into office, he might turn off the internet. You know what's strange? All this talk of blackouts, the internet going out. I wonder why that one is. Something quite fishy there, isn't it? Anyway, that's another story for another day. Take a watch.
Liz Cheney's been talking about that I am also obsessed with is kind of what damage he could do within government without even necessarily breaking the law. Like how he could use the levers of government to bend to his will. You've worked in government. What scares you the most?
Well, the possibilities are almost limitless, and I spent nearly 2 years asking that question to people, and I wrote it in this book, Blowback, but to try to paint that picture, to try to understand what he would actually do by talking to all of my former colleagues at different departments and agencies under Trump and asking them that question. What will happen in a second term? The biggest concerns for me are on the national security side. I think Americans still don't understand the full extent of the president's powers and things Donald Trump could do bubble wrapped in legalese that would be damaging to the republic. And one of those that I've noted is there's something in the White House called the Doomsday Book. And for the first time, DHS gave authorization for me to mention this publicly. And the fact that there are concerns that that book, which is supposed to be used to protect the country in instances of armed foreign invasion or rebellion, it's the president's most extraordinary powers, could be picked up by Trump and used for domestic political purposes. He could invoke powers we've never heard a president of the United States invoke, potentially to shut down companies or turn off the internet or deploy the U.S. military on U.S. soil.
These people are so scared, or they claim to be so scared anyway, and remember, their audiences, once again, will fall for it over and over and over again. They'll hear this and they'll think to themselves, wait, hold on. Trump might turn off the internet? How am I supposed to find out information regarding when my next booster is? It's going to be interesting, isn't it, to see what happens when the next election approaches. I'm sure we'll get many more meltdowns and many more accusations, claims like this. To sit there and say a president is going to do all of these things, or a potential president is going to do all of these things, he might turn off the internet. Do these people hear themselves? And I don't know if maybe the recent polls have instigated more fear within these people, as reports are now coming out where Trump apparently is leading Biden across all 7 swing states, which is huge and has probably got a lot of people biting their nails. Just think about it, right? If we get another Trump versus Biden presidential debate, oh my word, Biden is going to get cooked. He'll get cooked by anybody. Right? Any of us could go on stage and it would be absolutely insane. He can't string a sentence. I don't know how it's going to work. I'll be surprised if next year Joe Biden, when you consider all factors involved, I'll be surprised if Joe Biden is still in the race to become president. There is no way the Democrats can really sit there and think, yeah, you know what? If we put Joe Biden up, we're going to win. So who knows what's going to happen there. Knowing them, they are quite delusional. They probably do think that. Leave your thoughts down below. But if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Comment on this video, share this video. But until next time, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out.